be wrapped up in your feelings. When you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy me. You out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy. I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy. I ain't even had my coffee. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. I'm trying to get to know you what I'm solid. I just woke up out my sleep, threw some water in my face. Yeah, it's just another day in the Golden State. Ain't no tossing and turning, no time for insomnia. I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama and give it my all and follow through on what I promise. And even if I fail, at least I was honest. See, I can only do what's in my power to do. And what good is this power if I use it like a fool? If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues. Or I can sit back and just watch the news. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. What a great, bro. You can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on, you know what time it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it in, I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition. One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen. I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference. Cause what I'm doing can be lost in an instance. Now I'm making a living, so why the hell are they tripping? Is it because I'm the one that they see in their visions? I got a million different ways I can hit with precision. I know I'm gifted cause the way that I speak causes change. And even though it's hard, I stay in my lane. I was born to be a winner. Don't try to photo. I was born to be a winner, ladies and gentlemen. You can never stop me. Hey. When you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle. It's like I'm stuck in time.
Absolutely. Get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Boss Diva, I appreciate that. Loose hand. Let's go.
It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these reps. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage, the tank's full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room, screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous. That algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I'm in it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off this spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's life to get a drug test taken.
Yes.
Shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. Yeah. It's deja vu when I'm running off the reps. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return of the man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't wait for you and get it for myself. So many places to be. I got plenty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get get this show started. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the morning show. Today is Monday, October 16th, and we have a lot of things to address. Okay, now I'm very aware of the conflict going on in the Middle East, but that's not my expertise. What my expertise is, ladies and gentlemen, is calling out the hypocrisy that dwells and lives in the Republican Party. And so that's what this morning is going to be about. But before I get into that topic, I want to take care of some housekeeping. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H, right? And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? They call me Triple H because the first H stands for honest. I am the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. All right. And I'll give you a great example. What? I didn't wash the dishes after I was told you I was going to wash the dishes. Wow. I lied to you. I am so sorry. You know what? I'm so sorry. Not only will I wash the dishes, but I will go buy some new dish soap, your favorite brand. I don't know what you like. Is it Dawn? Perhaps. I don't know. All right. I'll buy some new dish soap and I will go back to your house and I will wash all the dishes in the house because I'm so sorry I misled you and lied. That's how humble I am. And then the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will remain the most handsome. All right. And along those lines, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give you folks a little bit of a heads up. This is rated Z programming, all right? As my good friend, Conservative Lynn said, Zeus, you're off the rails. And I said, you know what? That's a great idea. Yeah. This show is off the rails. So listen up. If you're a Trump supporter, all right, or you one of these people who claim you're independent, but you voted for Donald Trump not once but twice, all right? You think January 6th was staged by Nancy Pelosi and the deep state. If you're one of those people, listen up. I'm going to give you the opportunity to leave this live, exit stage left, all right? Because it's going to be a lot of truth coming out here, and it's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to rock you to the core, all right? So get up out of this live and leave. But guess what? You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Right.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
thank you.
Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You know where you could go, MAGA? You can leave. Go to North Korea with Kim Jong-un. Go to China and have some chocolate cake with President Xi, since you love China and communism so much. Or better yet, go be with your Lord and Savior, Vladimir Putin. All right? Because I get it. We got a conflict going on in Israel, and you're using that as an opportunity to avoid taking accountability, but I'm not buying it 1 second. I'm not letting up on MAGA because there's other things going on in this world. Absolutely not. MAGA, playtime is over. You're not winning, you're losing. And I gave these folks all weekend to come clean and explain themselves to Zeus. I did, didn't I? You saw me. I went live on my backup accounts, and I had some great topics. And MAGA was too scared to come in the box and defend the indefensible because they know they're hypocrites. All right. So I got a little speech for MAGA hypocrites. Shall I go into the speech, ladies and gentlemen? Shall I go into the speech? All right. This is called MAGA hypocrisy. This speech is called MAGA hypocrisy. Hold on. Let me get my background set up because, you know, I have these folks out here who like to say, I like these folks out here who like to say Zeus is, they say Zeus, he's terrible, he's afraid to talk. This is what they tell me, ladies and gentlemen. They say Zeus is afraid to talk about this. I'm not afraid to talk about it. But playtime is over, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're going to talk quickly about MAGA hypocrisy. My fellow Democrats, independents, and Republicans, listen up. This morning, I sit here on the throne. All right. And I want to shed light on a topic that has been of great debate and concern in recent times. The hypocrisy within the Make America Great movement. They call it a movement. The MAGA movement, which gained its prominence in recent years, claims to champion ideas of patriotism, or as Snuggles is talking, unity, and the restoration of America's greatness. However, it is crucial that we examine the actions and the rhetoric of those who propagate this movement and question whether they live up to the values they espouse. And you know who you are, especially you fake Christians. One of the most glaring examples of MAGA hypocrisy lies in the notion of unity. I will not unite with MAGA, absolutely not. While MAGA supporters vehemently advocate for unity, this is what they're saying, right, Ange? They're saying they want unity. Their actions often seem to promote division and discord. They rallied around exclusionary policies such as the travel ban. How many of you remember the travel ban? Targeting predominantly Muslim countries, which fueled animosity towards specific religious and ethnic communities. Think about what MAGA did when the COVID virus came out, too. They targeted the Asian community. They attack women's reproductive freedoms, all right? Openly support a man who SAs women, I gotta keep it clean, and denigrates them after he attacks them. All right? They've attacked our democracy on January 6th. All right? And currently they are unable to govern in the House because, as you can see, they don't have a speaker. And they try to blame the Democrats. This is MAGA hypocrisy. Furthermore, the MAGA movement frequently endorses divisive rhetoric, all right? That pitted Americans against one another rather than fostering a sense of togetherness and understanding, right? So much for the patriotism. MAGA's claim to prioritize patriotism and love for the United States is also marred by hypocrisy. True patriotism is not simply waving flags or wearing red hats. It is truly about actively working towards improving the lives of all Americans and upholding the values upon which this nation was built. However, the movement seems to prioritize what? Personal gain and political interest over the well-being of the people that they claim to represent. Policies that benefit the wealthy and powerful were often prioritized, leaving behind many Americans, the working class Americans, that are struggling to make ends meet. Moreover, the MAGA movement's inconsistency on matters of accountability, right? Integrity is deeply troubling. I had a conversation with a woman who's a Trump supporter yesterday or this weekend, and she denied that she was a Christian, and she said she could set aside her morals when it comes to supporting Donald Trump, all right? Yeah, I'm angry about this. Supporters often demand transparency and honesty from their political opponents, yet they turn a blind eye to the same transgressions when committed by their leaders like Donald Trump. All right, instances of falsehoods, misinformation, and attacks on the free press were rationalized or even celebrated. You got this guy out here named Snuggles who engages in these nasty smear campaigns against Democrats. He attacks Michelle Obama. This is what MAGA does. They undermine the very foundations of our democracy upon which this nation was built. This is why I tell them, just go to Russia. All right. Another aspect of MAGA's hypocrisy lies in the proclaimed commitment to
the rule of law. MAGA supporters often champion the idea that nobody is above the law, yet we witnessed a stark contrast in their response when individuals within their own ranks faced legal scrutiny. Starting with Donald Trump, we can go all down to the people, George Santos, right? Jim Jordan, who defied a congressional subpoena, and the January 6ers, who attacked our Capitol on January 6th. They don't support the rule of law. All right. Calls for accountability and consequences suddenly turned into claims of political witch hunts or deep state conspiracies. This selective approach to the rule of law undermines the credibility of the movement and raises questions about its true commitment to justice, right? This is why I do what I do out here on TikTok. This is not something to debate. See, you had an opportunity to debate me this weekend, and you were too scared to do it. So now I'm going to give you what you deserve. A lot of truth. It is essential, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Democrats, independents, and real Republicans, because the MAGA, they're not real Republicans. It is essential to recognize that hypocrisy is not confined to a single political movement or ideology. However, the MAGA movement, with its lofty promises of unity and patriotism and accountability and adherence to the rule of law, must be held accountable for the inconsistencies between their rhetoric and their actions. And that goes for you, Janae. Yeah, they don't like it when I speak directly to these heathens, these demons. That goes to you, Stacy. That goes to you, Snuggles, HVAC, Bushmaster, and any of you Trump supporters. All right? Your actions need to align with your rhetoric, or otherwise you'll be a hypocrite. So listen up, I'm going to round the corner on this speech, and I hope you do enjoy it. As we move forward as a nation, it is crucial that we engage in honest self-reflection and demand integrity from our political leaders, regardless of their political affiliations. We must strive for a politics that transcends partisan lines and focuses on the common good rather than personal gain or ideological victories. Let's reject, come on, my fellow Democrats, join me, and let's reject MAGA hypocrisy in all of its forms and work towards a future where our leaders truly embody the values they profess. Only then, ladies and gentlemen, can we really build a united nation and truly make America great. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving MAGA their first round of boos and shame for the ungodly hypocrisy that they represent with their nasty, disgusting party. I still see there's some dissension in the comment section from the Trump supporters. I don't know why you're still here. You heard what I said earlier.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
I hope I've answered all the questions my critics and detractors had. All right. I hope I've answered your questions. So if you still want to debate me, you're still confused about what the facts are, I hope that helps you understand where I stand on issues. All right. And you know exactly who you are. All right. And, you know, Donald Trump said something this weekend. We got these Christians out here that say they're trying to protect the children. But Donald Trump, and they're actually Trump supporters, but when Donald Trump made this statement, listen, hold on, let's see it. He made a very interesting statement this weekend, and I want to make sure we draw attention to it because I'm not going to let it slide, not one bit. Absolutely not. I want them to explain what this means.
But remember, Republicans eat their young. They really do. They eat their young. Terrible statement, but it's true.
Yeah, let's play that again.
But remember, Republicans eat their young. They really do. They eat their young. Terrible statement, but it's true.
Republicans eat their young. A terrible statement, but it's true. You know, I got these so-called Christians out here in the the MAGA Republican Party that love to say they're protecting the children. Well, Donald Trump just revealed you're not the party that's protecting the children. You eat your young. So if I were a reasonable individual in the United States, the last thing I would ever do is leave any of my kids around a Trump supporter. The other day I was reading an article about a pastor who was passing on nasty STDs to women in the church, fornicating, committing adultery with the sheep. That, you know, pastors are supposed to be the sheep. The shepherd. They're supposed to help God lead these sheep. And by the way, I can't be around sheep. They're supposed to help God get people into heaven. But these pastors, these MAGA hypocrites, they fleece the flock. You know, they use Jesus, they use God to lure in willing people who have no self-esteem, people who are confused. They lure them in, and they're like wolves in sheep clothing. They take advantage of these folks. These folks are dangerous. They're predators, and they're MAGA. They got the MAGA demon in them, and it's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up to me, especially to my fellow Democrats. We must do all we can to get this MAGA demon out of this country. The MAGA demon is doing a number on the heart and souls of Americans all throughout the country. These folks, they only got 5th grade educations. And when that MAGA demon confronts them, they're powerless for the most part because they're sheep. All right. So that's why we're going to keep doing the wonderful work we're doing. Listen, I'm not ignoring the conflict in the Middle East. I do truly believe that's important. But I think I'm boots on the ground here in the United States. All right. And democracy, without a democracy, we can't help Israel. All right. So our democracy is on the line. And I will keep addressing this MAGA, this fake MAGA movement and making sure I do everything in my power to bring it down. And I do mean that. All right. Now let's get into my headlines. And then I got to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to speak the truth this morning. This is just a bit of a example of what can happen to you, Trump supporters, especially if you were to live in Russia. All right. Many of you knew about the Prigozhin situation and how Prigozhin ended up losing his life, right? He lost his life. And Putin, has came out and said, I had nothing to do with him losing his life. It was a freak accident. But many of us who understand Putin, many of us who understand how the KGB operates, we know that that is a flat out lie from the pits of hell. We all know Putin had his hands in it, right? And just to show you how outrageous and evil Vladimir Putin is, now he's floating around this conspiracy about how the guy who he actually had unalived, you know what Putin is saying, how he died? He said, he suggested that the intoxicated fighters may have let off hand grenades under the influence of that white stuff. The same white stuff Don Jr. uses, right? Causing the plane to crash and their boss to lose his life, all right? And then he issued this statement while speaking at a meeting, all right, which was attended by the oil oligarchs and apparatchiks, all right? The Embraer Legacy 600 jet had crashed in August, we all remember. And while flying between Moscow and St. Petersburg, Putin claims that there was no external influence on the jet. So basically what Vladimir Putin is saying is, I can do whatever I want to your behind, and there's nothing you can do about it. So for all of you MAGA folks who are who sympathize for Russia, I just want you to understand, Vladimir Putin doesn't give a dang about your behind. All right. And let that sink in. Since you love Russia so much, all right? And see, all right, now let's bring on our next topic, all right? This goes back to the clown show that we all see going on out there in Congress, right? They're saying Jim Jordan should be the Speaker of the House. And if you're really deranged, like Snuggles is, you're going to go one step further and say, oh, no, it's not going to be Jim Jordan. It's going to be Donald Trump, right? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Jordan is the latest Republican who is trying to cobble together enough votes to become Speaker of the House. But like Rep. Steve Scalise before him, it appears that Jordan is well short of the votes needed to secure the job, as members of the caucus who hail from swing districts are balking at making the bomb-throwing Ohio Republican the face of the party. All right? Given this, reports some swing district Democrats are warming to the idea of giving Speaker pro tempore Patrick McHenry more powers so that he can bring bills to the floor of the House for a vote in the absence of an official speaker. This is what they say. I think they're going down in flames on that because there's just no way Jim Jordan with Donald Trump support gets 217 or 218 votes in the House. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure this is going down in the history books the right way. Another example of MAGA being losers. You hear me? You can't even get a speaker in the House with Donald Trump backing them. This is the definition of a loser. And this is why I do the work that I do. Whenever these hypocrites get online and they say they're winning and they ignore this kind of stuff, our government looks weak. It's never looked this weak before. They're losing. They are losing flat out. Fourth quarter my rear end, Snuggles. You are the losing party. You are the minority party. And nobody wants to be in your party. All right? Think about it. Do you think Donald Trump's party, his base, has grown since he lost to President Biden in 2020? Does anybody actually think Donald Trump got more supporters than he had in 2020? Does anybody really think that? If you're one of these special people that really think Donald Trump got more support since he's left office with all of these indictments, since the world saw how he mishandled COVID and many people lost their lives, even his supporters, if you are one of these people that believe he's gotten more support since then because you're watching these fake polls, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Pull over, because I know you're driving right now. You're probably driving. Let me think. What could they be possibly driving right now? Oh, I know. You're driving probably a 1996 Ford something. I can't quite get. Probably a Ford Festiva. You know, a Ford Festiva. All right. Many of you know. Because you're trying to save gas, right? Pull that Ford Festiva over. All right. And sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. All right. I know you're crying right now. I know you're upset. But let me be very clear with you. Donald Trump's base is dwindling in record numbers. You cannot send Donald Trump enough money to stop what's going to happen, which is he's going to prison. All right. And if you don't stop, you're going to prison with him. And if you really don't stop after that, you're going to hell. And I do mean that from the bottom of my heart all the way to the top. I have no patience for you Trump supporters. I really don't. As far as I'm concerned, you're dangerous demons. Speaking of dangerous demons, all right, you know what? I'm going to skip the next topic, but I'm going to cover this one and one more, and then I'm going to open up the box. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I thought this was a nice picture, right? Look at this. My next trick, I'll saw myself into smaller pieces. That's MAGA right there. They don't like me because I tell the truth. Well, guess what? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing lies and misinformation, all right? You ain't nothing but some fools. You know, MAGA, you ain't nothing but some fools, all right? All right? You probably have to wear button-up shoes, all right? Because you don't know how to use shoelaces. I know that was low. Listen, I'm sorry, all right? But speaking of MAGA demons, we once again have to deal with nasty Lauren Boebert, all right? We got to once again deal with nasty Beetlejuice Lauren Boebert because she's truly living up to her demonic ways in every way, shape, and form. Yes, Velcro, you're right. Lauren Boebert's re-election campaign shelled out hundreds of dollars to a bar co-owned by the man she was seen fondling last month during the Beetlejuice performance. Typical MAGA behavior. Just like Donald Trump wouldn't use his own money to pay for... No, I can't battle. Just like Donald Trump couldn't use his own money to pay for Stormy Daniels, right? They got to use the voters' money to do that. Lauren Boebert, thank you, Marine, for the subscription. They got to use the voters' money to go and behave like nasty folks in a Beetlejuice performance. Hold on. The campaign for Boebert spent $317.48 for an event in late July at the Hooch Craft Cocktail Bar in Aspen, Colorado. Wow. So she, and you know he's a Democrat. So listen up, MAGA. She's taking MAGA money and spending it at Democrat bars. All right. You want to know what the definition of hypocrisy? That's what it was. All right. The eccentric rep said she briefly dated this guy, Quinn Gallagher, who co-owned the bar. The two split shortly after the frisky vaping behavior at Beetlejuice. Ladies and gentlemen, she said she parted ways due to the fact that he was a Democrat. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving nasty, disgusting, hypocrite Lauren Boebert a round of boos and shame, because what she's done is truly lived up to the MAGA demon's hypocrisy. Let's give her boos and shame. All right, now this last and final topic, ladies and gentlemen. You think Lauren Boebert is a disgusting and evil person? It gets a little worse. It gets a little worse, ladies and gentlemen. And this topic, ladies and gentlemen, is what ignited the fire in Zeus this morning. This topic right here is what ignited the fire this morning. Because when I read this, I said, we're done. We're done playing with MAGA. We're done. I understand now. You don't get it, and you're not that smart. And if you are smart and you think, if you are smart, then you're just corrupt and evil. All right. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this one. This one really, this topic right here, you know, Ange, I do like to talk about January 6th. I really do. But we might have to start integrating folks who were during the pandemic, the stuff they did in the pandemic that is just flat out ignorant dumb, listen, ignorant and dumb, idiotic, dangerous, evil, corrupt. We got to talk about it, folks. All right, a federal judge sentences a charlatan family that claimed bleach cured COVID to 12 years in prison. And you see what's in Donald Trump's hand? We all remember when Donald Trump tried to suggest disinfectant would do the trick, right? Maybe hitting it with a light. But I've always been mindful that everything Donald Trump says, there's always a deranged Trump supporter that's actually believing him and going to take it to the next level. And this is a good example. This summer, a federal jury in Miami. Why Miami out of all places? I know, because this is where the MAGA demon gets the opportunity to thrive. All right. These red states, especially in Florida. This is where the MAGA demon goes home on vacation. And this is where they go. No disrespect to my Democrat friends out there, but I have a heart for what you're dealing with. All right. His name is Mark Grenon. We should call him Mark Demon. We're going to call him Mark Demon. 66 years old. I mean, think about that. He's 66. All he needs is one more 6. And this guy is the Antichrist. His son, Jonathan Grenon, 37. All right. Joseph Grenon, 36. What's all these 3s and 6s? Jesus Christ. All right. His Jordan Grenon, 29. I mean, this is a sign of something sinister. Conspiring to defraud the United States by, quote, distributing an unapproved and misbranded drug. This is what they did when they heard Donald Trump suggest maybe some disinfectant. I could make $1 million off of these idiots. This is what this guy did, because he knows MAGA are a bunch of idiots. I'm going to make $1 trillion off of them with this one. I mean, you couldn't smell the bleach. You couldn't smell it was bleach. I don't know. A federal judge has sentenced Mark and Joseph to 60 months in prison. 60 months. All right. He sentenced Jonathan Jordan 151 months in prison because of an additional count of contempt of court. This is what's going to blow your world, blow your bubble. The men made more than $1 million. They made up over $1 million selling a chemical solution containing sodium chloride and water, which when ingested orally became chlorine dioxide, a powerful bleach typically used for industrial water treatment or bleaching textiles, pulp, and paper. $1 million off, you MAGA idiots. You can't be that dumb. You really got to be dumb to buy bleach and take it. I never thought I would hear a story like this. Their company, Genesis 2, Church of Health and Healing. This is what they called themselves, a church. Mark Grenon said he founded the church to legalize the use of the poisonous treatment. Before COVID, they had pitched the Genesis miracle cure for cancer, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, HIV, AIDS, and leukemia. They had it like that. And they asked, well, where was the criminal prosecution before COVID? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. On April 8th, 2020, the FTC directed Genesis to stop selling its unapproved drug. In June 2020, federal prosecutors filed charges against the family. And guess what? Mark and Joseph fled to Colombia and later on were extradited, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, over this summer, the 4 represented themselves in court before sentencing. So listen up. Ladies and gentlemen, join me. We got to give MAGA some booze and shame, all right? But join me in giving MAGA another round of booze and shame, all right? Because not only are they stupid, all right? This was very stupid, but they actually paid money to drink bleach. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them their booze and shame. This is something I don't even want to debate. No, I don't want to debate a Trump supporter today. I want you to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. I just might be saving your life. I know there was probably one of you out there that was about to go they were about to pour up a nice little cocktail of this stuff and get real comfortable in their house. I probably just saved your life. Don't drink it. Don't listen to Donald Trump. You have nothing in common with Donald Trump. Not a thing. That man wouldn't even give you a bottle of his nasty water if you needed it. He'd give you some of this and he'd make you pay for it. He wouldn't give you nothing to help yourself. So I know you're upset this morning, MAGA, but that's all right. It's better you're upset than for you to be a victim of one of these nasty schemes. All right, and I do mean that. And for the people out there in the comment section, I hear that there's some dissension out there. For those of you, listen up. You were warned before I started this programming that it was going to be off the rails. And I gave you a heads up that you could leave. All right, so I'm going to say it one more time for those of you who didn't catch it, because I'm about to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. By the way, many of you know these recordings, I do upload them. So if you didn't see everything, just click on my link and you can go watch it. All right. So once again, for you Trump supporters, unless you want to come into my box and apologize, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. Right? Should I do it? Should I do it? Tiffany, should I do it? All right, fine. One reason I don't want to hear from you, ladies and gentlemen, is because I already know what the conversation is going to be like. I had a couple of conversations with Trump supporters this weekend. And you know what it was like? You know, when you talk to a Trump supporter, you know the conversation's not going anywhere. You can tell within the first 2 words, this conversation is not going anywhere. It's counterproductive. It's a waste of my time. Now, if you got time, you can do it. If you're the MAGA whisperer like I am, you can do it. But for the most part, don't do it, right? But I'll give you an example. I said, what is it like when you talk to a Trump supporter, all right, and you know it's not going anywhere? I said, what does that remind me of? And I said, oh, I know. I know what it's like when I talk to MAGA. It's like one of these cars. You ever hear one of these cars, ladies and gentlemen, and you could just tell by the way that this car sounded, it wasn't going anywhere? All right, you remember that? I think many of you know what it sounds like. It sounds like something like this. Hey, snuggle. It's an HVAC Bushmaster. Janae, turn that thing off. That thing sounds terrible. What on earth is going on? I mean, what is it? Spark plug, distributor cap, rotors? Was one of the valves blown? What on earth? Turn that thing off. I want nothing to do with that. No. Listen, I know it got air conditioning. I know it got power windows and light. Oh, you got to remote that. I get all that. But listen, that's standard in all models these days. That car sounds terrible. It's not going anywhere. All right. That car needs the hands of God placed on it, because whatever's going on in there, it can't be done with by you. And just like that, you Trump supporters, you need the hands of God on your minds to cast that nasty, dangerous MAGA demon out of you. Whatever church you've been going to, stop going there. That church you've been sitting at for 20 plus years, your whole life you grew up, look at what it's gotten you at. It allowed you to allow a MAGA demon to infiltrate your soul. All right? So no, I don't want to hear from a Trump supporter this morning, not unless they're willing to get in the box and apologize for all the evil that they've done to the United States. That's the only reason I'll hear from a Trump supporter, all right? You don't like it, you can leave. All right, let me open up the guest box, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for me to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. MAGA, I don't want to hear from you because you're crying, you're losing, you're victims. I don't want none of that. What do they call that? When people got that nasty voodoo or whatever they got. I don't want none of that energy that these losers got on them. I don't want no sheep energy on me. I don't want no MAGA demons on me. And listen, you can call me whatever you want. Zeus, you're Soros funded. This is what they say. Zeus, you look like Urkel. Zeus, what do they say? You're losing. Zeus, they got all of these insults because MAGA doesn't know how to communicate other than using sign language. And you know what I said about sign language? The S stands for shame. That's all MAGA knows how to do. They say shameful things. I, insults. That's all they got. Insults. G, guilt. They try to make you feel guilty. And then the nasty N, the need to be right. That's what it's like talking to these Trump supporters. So no, I don't want to hear from you. Not on a Monday morning. I'm feeling too great. I really am. Can you tell I've eaten my Frosted Flakes? Yeah. And that's to the person who said, Zeus, I think they say, Zeus, I think you're secretly a Trump supporter. Because the way you cover Trump, there's no other way you could do it unless you were a Trump supporter. I hope you listen to this special broadcast and you've changed your tune. Because if I got to go a little deeper to drive home the point, I will. And Snuggles, this one's for you. Who keep walking around here and saying you're winning. I got one last thing to say to you, Snuggles. There's a new joke. Well, there's two jokes going around. One, what do you call a criminal that doesn't get caught? The answer, innocent. Or, as I like to say, President Biden, right? If he's done something, at least you got to have docket numbers. What do you call a criminal that keeps getting caught? And you want to know what the answer is? Guilty. Or as I like to say, Donald Trump. So Snuggles, do me a huge favor. All right? Go right now into your bathroom and turn out the lights. Turn out the lights, right? And I want you to spin around in that mirror. And each time you spin around, I want you to whisper these cold words.
Jack Smith.
Oh, whoo! Spin around again and say it.
Jack Smith.
Oh, you hear that, Snuggles? And then I hear if you spin around and say Jack Smith 3 times in a row, Snuggles, the FBI will show up at your house with 91 felony charges. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm having a little too much fun. Let's open up these boxes, all right? Let's get straight to it. All right, friend. Nutty Professor! Good morning. How you doing?
What is going on, Urkel?
Oh, making my rounds in the kingdom. How about you, Mr.
Listen.
Not so handsome?
Oh, boy, please. Boy, please. It's
Mr.
a
Not
great
So
day.
Handsome is up here, ladies and gentlemen. Please be kind. Don't throw too many tomatoes at him.
As my former friend Zeus used to say, cut it out.
Tatiana. Yes.
Cut it
How
out.
you doing?
So I do want to say something before I go off the rails here. I find it very offensive that the NFL, as well as people here in America, that criticized Colin Kaepernick
Oh.
for kneeling in support of Black and brown people being unalived at the hands of police officers
Speak on it.
during the national anthem. They felt this moral indignation by him kneeling, but yet yesterday the NFL started kneeling for the state of Israel. I
Wow.
find that highly offensive. And as a black person, and I'm talking to all my Black and brown people out there, I want you all to notice this. This should tell you how we're viewed in this country.
Yeah.
This should tell you everything you need to know how we are viewed in this country. We have a league that's 72% black,
Wow.
telling a black man, actually a biracial man, that he cannot kneel for social justice.
Wow.
but yet you want us to kneel for a tyrannical, yes, I said tyrannical because you know they like the word tyrannical on the right,
Right.
for a tyrannical government led by a man who is a war criminal,
Right.
who is actively unaliving civilians because of a terrorist group.
Mm.
And you say nothing about it because you want to be so in support of Israel.
Right.
The devil is a lie. Where's your moral indignation about them kneeling for Israel? Where is it?
They don't have
Are
any.
we not humans in this country? I keep hearing y'all say America first, but guess what? The same people that Colin was kneeling for, we are Americans.
Mm.
But not only that, you want to hear the breaking news?
Break it. Break it down.
We're human beings. We're not
And they
3/5 the
should know
person
that.
anymore. So where is this moral indignation? Why aren't you pissed off that we're kneeling for Israel?
Same. It's
I
that
don't hear anybody
hypocrisy.
talking to me.
Because Dark Nutty, MAGA is on the ropes right now. They're losing, and they're losing so much that they're really terrified to say anything to us because we've done such an outstanding job pointing out their hypocrisy.
But I just need to know, is it just me or am I making sense?
You're making complete and perfect sense. It's sort of like, I mean, not to get off track, but on one side they're saying defund the DOJ, right? Defund the FBI,
Right,
but
right.
then they're saying, oh, but we need to prosecute President Biden and Hunter Biden,
But who's going
right?
to prosecute them? It's the DOJ.
Right. Or
So yeah,
don't
go ahead
fund
and defund them.
Ukraine, don't fund Ukraine, but let's fund Israel.
Make it make sense.
Yeah,
Make it make
they
sense.
can't make it make sense. How
I,
could you
I
ask,
just
Nutty, honestly, how could you ask the same folks that drink this bleach to actually make this make sense?
the unfortunate part, Zeus, is that they're the loudest voice in the room, even though they're not the majority.
Hmm.
They're the loudest voice in the room. And unfortunately, we know that there are more registered Democrats out there and nationwide than
Right.
Republicans. But the problem with Democrats, the problem is laziness and getting out the vote.
Mm.
We don't have to be where we are today if people would just go exercise their right to vote.
No
Over
lies
100
detected.
million people did not vote in 2020. In a
Wow.
nation with 330 million, over 100 million did not vote.
Mm.
What does
Wow.
that say about our country? What does that say about our system of government where even though 100 million didn't vote, that wasn't enough for the Republican Party because they wanted to be 200 million not voting because that's the only way they can win.
Yep. Cheating, and trying to make people ignorant. They profit off of people's ignorance is what I'm trying to say.
Well, obviously, look at the story you just talked about. Selling bleach. Y'all big dummies. Y'all big dummies. All y'all had to do was go to Kroger's and buy some Clorox and you got the same thing. And you would have paid a lot less money going to
Yeah,
Kroger's.
Benita, I'm so sorry, Benita, but yes, I don't know if you're a Trump supporter, but if you are ignorant. If you're not, then that comment is for MAGA. All right. There's a lot of ignorant people out here doing dangerous things because Donald Trump suggested it. And they're
So
paying for it.
Zeus, you know what? Don't even give that any time because like my mama used to say, like my mama, if that comment wasn't meant for you, it wouldn't have hit you.
Right.
The fact that that comment hit her meant that that comment was for her.
Facts.
So don't even give that any lip service because at this point, your oxygen is too precious to be wasted on the demons.
Yep. You're right.
So
Now
with
listen
that
up.
being said, I did hear my time. Let me
Okay,
let me let me
you
roll,
got him
brother.
saying Zeus, he's nuttying up the live. Hey.
You know what? Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up.
To Nutty Professor.
No lies detected. That's how we do this show. We do not want liars in the box at all. Only come in if you got something truthful to say, because that's what people tune in every morning to hear. They want to hear folks telling the truth about what's going on, no matter what part of the world you're in. All right? Not how you feel. Not how you feel, because we already know, especially when it comes to you Trump supporters. Greetings, Rudy. Moderate Democrat greetings, bro. Especially when it comes to you Trump supporters. We know exactly where you stand and where you fall. All right, let's give it up to my good friend, Miss Boss Diva.
Good morning, super handsome. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, you had a lot of interesting talking points this morning, Zeus. That's my dog Prince. Don't trip over him. But I'm excited for Judge Chuckin, who's going to possibly stick something down Donald Trump's throat. I hope that, hopefully she'll slap him in jail, but, I guess that's wishful thinking at this point. But I am really excited about that. Hopefully she will just bring it out. Whatever she got, all her arsenal, she could just bring it out and stop this man, because he is constantly saying things that is fanning these flames, and these MAGA supporters are just eating it up like it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
And, it makes it even more difficult, okay, for the work that we are doing, because at the end of the day, we need our democracy. I don't care what color you are, who you sleep with, whatever is going on with you in your personal life. I can care less. I know that we live collectively in this freaking country. Amen. And I know that, we've had certain, privileges and rights and things like that we've been accustomed to. And they want to basically dismantle everything. I've actually read half of Project 2025.
Oh.
And because it is 900 pages, and I've been reading other stuff, but I will tell you the truth. That's evil. It is so much evil on every last one of those pages. Wow. Every last one. Every proposal that they're making to dismantle this and dismantle that, get rid of this, get rid of that. This is definitely not going to be the United States when they're done with it.
No.
Absolutely not. It's going to be a completely different landscape. And, I guess all of us who got sense in our brains and, we want, the proper things for our families to be able to thrive and things, we would have to figure out somewhere else to go at that point.
Yeah.
Because
they're out here promoting it very openly.
Yeah, it's becoming stronger and stronger. You know what I mean? It's steaming more and more on the forefront. Now, when we are in our lives and we tell MAGA to go and check it out, check out Project 2025, which we know they're not going to read. Maybe one or two may read, but that's pretty rare, right? But even so, that I don't even think that would scare them. I don't think that would even affect them. I don't think they would care. They're zombies to this man.
They drink bleach.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's why I said you had some really interesting stuff. I mean, MAGA, you really put bleach in your system? I mean, bleach you put on your clothes, bleach that you put, to clean your house. But then maybe they don't clean their house. Maybe they don't wash their clothes. Maybe they don't know what it's for, but to drink it. I mean, at this point, I don't think they got a brain in their head. I really don't.
No, that's why we can't take any advice from them.
Oh, absolutely not. Take not one
bit
of advice.
At this point, that's dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous, and I just think that we can never give up on what we do. Zeus, not at all. And Ange and everybody, don't give up, man. Don't give up. I know it is. It's exhausting. It is exhausting, but don't give up. But I love y'all, and I heard my bell and everything, and I'll see you later, Zeus. Much love and respect for you.
All right, and can you let Nutty know he's still not as handsome as Zeus one last time, because he's getting really unhinged with this stuff, Miss Boss Diva.
Nutty, come on, sweetie. Listen, this is the Olympian kingdom, right?
Right.
Okay, so Zeus is king, and Zeus is the most handsome of this live for sure. And he's more handsome than you, Nutty. I'm so sorry.
There you go. Listen, Miss Boss Diva, I love you. Thank you so much.
Although, you know, Nutty is handsome. He's handsome, but he's just not as handsome as you, Zeus.
No, but somebody needs to tell him, you know, somebody's lying to him real terribly.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. You know who it is? It's
Who?
Snuggles.
Oh.
Cause that's how Snuggles try to butter his bread, right? Snuggles is trying to get Nutty, you know, on Nutty good side, so he butter his bread. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Miss Boss Diva.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Love you so much.
All right, love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Miss Boss Diva another round. I have no reason to lie to you, Nutty. You know, I built all of this on truth. And I say that as a good friend, Nutty. You got to go fishing somewhere else, but don't fish in this ocean of handsomeness that I got, all right? Because listen, you're going to come up short each and every single time, my good friend. And I do mean that. All right, let me bring up my good friend, Mishi. Welcome. Good morning. Oh, great, baby. Oh, my God, your beauty is so overwhelming. How are you?
Oh, thanks. I'm sick, but other than that, I'm good.
Okay. How are you? What brings you to the kingdom so bright and early?
Well, this was interesting. So you saw that Joe Biden, did you watch his interview last night on 60 Minutes?
Yeah. I watched bits and pieces of it, though. I didn't catch it all.
So Fox Spin this morning was saying that Joe Biden said the most offensive thing of his presidency last night in that 60-minute interview. The most offensive.
Really? Which one?
It's when he said that MAGA is a danger. Because of the situation of not having a speaker does put our country in a dangerous situation. And they said that's the most offensive thing that he has said during his presidency. And I was like, if that's it, we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, right.
Because Trump has called for the unaliving of his vice president, of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. That seems a lot more dangerous than a man going a certain faction of the Republican Party, which he said not the entire Republican Party, that 30% is a danger to our society and our globe, which it is, because we can't trust in democracy. That's a big problem, not only for the United States, but the world. So it's great. It's great. That's the worst thing he said. Now we know it. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, isn't it funny to you how these folks always try to find a way to be a victim?
Yes. And they're going on and they're like, you know, Joe Biden's blaming everybody but himself. And I'm like, wait a second. Doesn't Trump come on every day and call all Democrats, radical left, socialist, communists, and we're the problem, we're destroying America, and that's why it's going to hell? It's the projection is so real. It's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing. Exactly. You hear what we're saying, folks. You can't be offended when folks get out here and tell the truth. All right? President Biden, it's sad he actually had to say that, if you ask me.
Yep.
Because you won't say it amongst yourselves, right? That you're dangerous. What do you think about these folks drinking this bleach, though, Mishi? I want to know, what do you think about this story of this Trump supporter who was selling bleach to Trump supporters and made millions of dollars, but got caught, all right? Yep. Profiting off of the back of COVID. He was selling it as a vaccine of sorts. What do you think about this?
Well, I think it tracks.
Oh. Oh, we're just going to get straight to it.
I think it tracks. I mean, MAGA, for the most part, if you look at their demographics, they're older, more susceptible to those kind of scams and frauds, right? They're mostly YT, like 90%. Their education level is very minimal. So yeah, I think they're completely susceptible to things like drinking bleach and taking horse dewormer and believing these ridiculous. Oh, and also they're usually Christian. So
you said it.
And so if they believe everything that the church is feeding them, then I think they'll also go ahead and throw down some bleach and some dewormer as well.
Wow. Wow. No lies detected. She's telling the truth. Stop it. We don't need to bring receipts. We see it all over the TV and the internet. We don't need those receipts. Cut it out.
And sir, I will just add to that. All you have to do is go on to Trump's True Social platform and you can see the shit that they're selling there.
Oh, we keep it clean. We gotta keep it clean.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can see the stuff that they're selling there, which is all scams and fraud and buy silver and you better do this now because the world's going to hell. All of it is grifting off of people who are uneducated and who fall for scams. The same people who think that the election was stolen.
No lies detected. Mishi, thank you so much. I know you're a very busy person, but it's always a pleasure to have you come in here and tell the truth, all right?
Thank you very much, Zeus.
You're
Take care, guys.
absolutely welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Mishi. Let's give her a round of applause. No lies detected. It's like my grandmother always says, tell the truth and what? Shame the devil. Hey, I know we're saving Trump supporters' life today because they probably had that bottle of disinfectant. They probably were pouring up a glass of that this morning because the virus is spreading right now, and they're saying, well, this is a Democrat strategy to stop Trump. So that COVID's running rampant, and they went into their kitchen, they went to their laundry room, and they grabbed that bottle of Clorox, and they had poured themselves a nice little glass of it. And they got some water, all right, and they probably were going to cut it up with perhaps a Diet Coke because they love the Diet Coke. And they were about to sip it until they heard this story, and we saved their life. Put it down. Do not drink it. You hear me, MAGA? Don't drink that stuff. And stop sending Donald Trump your money. It's sad I gotta do this. It really is sad that we have to do this day in and day out. Isn't it attacking? Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Are you still doing the audiobooks on your platform?
On Wednesday, I'm playing the Cassidy Hutchinson's The Last 4.5 Hours at 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Okay.
And I'm letting it play out the entire 4.5 hours. So I told everybody who came in on half of it, that's what I'm doing. So at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, I'm playing it again.
Nothing today?
No, because it's all done.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you doing today?
I don't know yet. I'll think of something.
Okay.
But I want to give it Trump. Literally, Trump has called out his people, like you said, that they eat their own.
Yeah.
Which means that they eat babies.
Uh-oh.
Which means I have called people out who sacrifice babies, and her name is Janae. Literally an altar for children for Trump. So Donald Trump has literally called out Janae, and I love it. Also, you said
I would strike attacking if he was lying. So
you said that they don't. Trump and his people don't have anything in common. Yes, they do. They are willing to lie willingly to cheat to win the election.
They're cheaters.
They're cheaters, and they're willing to cheat. Now, I want to address something with you and Janae. When Janae said she puts aside her morals.
Yeah, and she denounced her Christianity.
Right. You have to pin her down.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Metaphorically, he's saying metaphorically.
Yeah, don't pin her down physically. That's gross.
Yeah.
So anyway.
It's got to keep it clean.
You have to ask her, well, hold on. Shouldn't the person that you're voting for in as president have ethics and morals and family values? Or are you tossing their morals and ethics and family values aside? Because that's what we want in a sitting president, somebody who is ethically, morally responsible for their own actions. So you don't want somebody who's ethically and morally and has family values and common sense?
Right.
Really? Serious? I mean, come on, be serious. You might want to throw away your morals and vote for somebody, but you want to put somebody who has none whatsoever. I mean, right now, in regards to Trump's ethics,
right?
He's in court for poor ethics. He's lied about the property values of what he has to cheat the system. That's unethical.
It is.
I mean, so come on. What seriously? By the way, Nutty, I love you. But I mean, are you related to a vacuum cleaner? Because you sucked up an extra 2.5 minutes. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I'll think of something. There's so much going on, and there's so much
Well,
information.
one of the things, what would you say to that Trump supporter right now attacking that's pouring up a nice glass of disinfectant? What would you say to them?
Sign your will over to your wife. Yeah, because you're going down the drain. I guess. Oh, buddy. See you later.
Later, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Attacking a round of applause. Celine, thank you, Celine. Thank you to all my subscribers and those of you who are sending gifts. Sometimes I don't see it when you send the gifts, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. All right, and also for those of you who support our panelists. All right, our panelists, they come from all parts of the country to bring the information. All right, so please make sure you follow and support them. All right, especially if you like what they say or do. All right, good morning, Bamba. Bamba, are you on that MAGA Wi-Fi perhaps? Because it seems like the connection isn't connecting. Bamba, no, Bamba. I wanted to hear from you. Bamba, ladies and gentlemen, she always has updates when it comes to what's going on in the Ukraine situation. So, you know, I always welcome updates on foreign affairs. All right, so if any of you are experts at that, feel free to also send Zeus a guest request, and let's have those conversations, because, you know, it is very important that we check in and keep up with what's going on. All right, JC, good morning. Beautiful JC, how are you doing?
Good. What's up? Good morning, Zeus.
Good morning. How are you?
You know, I'm fancy free over here. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
Oh, okay. Long time no see. You've been hiding from us, huh?
I have. I don't know why. I don't know. TikTok is overwhelming sometimes, but I'm happy to be in the kingdom this morning with you.
Oh, thank you. And I agree. It is overwhelming depending on the content you consume, right? Yeah. So what brings you here this lovely Monday morning, all right?
Well, I've listened over the weekend when you were talking to that weirdo Janae. For one, she's so condescending. I can't stand that about her. But I don't know. I don't understand MAGA supporters. I really don't. To me, I feel like the only reason why they still support him is because he says all the icky stuff out loud, you know, China virus, and, you know, he doesn't consistently support LGBTQ. He just sucks. And I think people want to keep him around so they can suck in public and not be ridiculed for it.
Oh, he's like a shield for them, right?
Exactly.
And this is why, you know, I did those two topics. One was the MAGA hypocrisy, and then the one that was about should women who openly support Donald Trump, should they be allowed to condemn the behavior of their partners when it aligns with Trump? And they refuse to get in the box and talk about it. Why do you think that was?
Well, I mean, I just think in general, just like with COVID, people who can't really wrap their minds around what's going on, they just like to deny it. They like to deny it. They create another narrative for themselves that makes them more comfortable instead of actually just addressing the fact that they suck, or that they're a hypocrite, or that they don't get it and they're not smart. Instead, they just hold up a mirror like, oh, actually, I'm going to put it back on you. It's like a gaslight, like 24-hour, 24/7 gaslight.
Yeah. We couldn't get a straight answer out of anyone in terms of why they support this guy.
Right. And
Not one.
I mean, those people, I always wonder, do I know them in real life? I wonder. Are they my neighbor? Do I speak to them in real life? Because if I knew who they were, never would I ever be your friend. Your friend dumped, call me never. go away, kick rocks, scram, beat it. You got to go.
You don't want to unite with these people because, there's a content creator out here going by the name Snuggles who's trying to promote unity right now. You don't want to unite?
You know?
Huh?
Is it unity?
In my opinion, it's the exact opposite. It's divisiveness.
I mean, that's what I feel like. How is it unity? I can't sit at the same table with someone who is for the oppression of people of color or for the oppression of brown people in Palestine. I'm not sitting at the table and eating with you. I'm not. I'm going to take my plate and I'm out.
Tell them, JC.
I'm not with it.
Let that be a lesson, MAGA. We're not uniting with you.
No, I want to sit with people who care about people's rights, human rights. I want to sit with people who aren't okay with police brutality and who, by the way, don't get mad at Colin Kaepernick, like Nutty was saying, for standing up for human rights and then turn around and now they're like, okay, wait, let's kneel for the oppressors.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, JC.
Yeah, I'm not with it.
Well, listen, I truly appreciate you having the courage and conviction to be able to come in and kick off your Monday morning by telling us the truth. All right?
Thanks for having me up, Zeus.
You're absolutely welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful JC a round of applause. No lies. It's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen, to get in the box and tell the truth, all right? It's really like my grandmother says, you got to tell the truth and shame the devil. All right? Thank you so much, JC. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to wrap it up. All right. This was a great show this morning. All right. I think we've covered all topics that I wanted to touch on because that's what is very important. Now, one of the things that I like to do, hold on, before we wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, because we got these people out here that like to say President Biden is, or they like to say that they're winning when we all know they're not winning. All right, hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, what do you want, Snuggles?
Hello. Great show, everybody.
What do you want?
I just want to say it was a great show. It shows unity, togetherness. I mean, you promote kindness. I mean, watching this show, how you treat megas, beautifully.
All right,
It's beautiful.
Welcome. You're welcome. And there's more where that came from. All right.
Right. Trump's going to be Speaker of the House. You know that?
You know what it's like, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly what it's like. Cut it out, Snuggles. Cut it out. That was a lie from the pits of hell. You mean to tell me you sat your special behind down this entire broadcast and you've heard all of the information that was shared and you actually had the courage. I said, don't come to my box unless you want to apologize, MAGA. And you somehow found an ounce of strength to send a guest request, come in the box, and the first thing you want to talk about, right, outside of the fact that you enjoyed the content. Oh, Donald Trump is going to be the Speaker of the House. Snuggles, you must have slipped, fell, and bumped your head this morning. All right, do you do that every morning, Snuggles? Cut it out. Playtime is over, Snuggles. There's people in your party drinking disinfectant. Act like you have some sort of concern about what's going on. Why won't you stop your fellow people from drinking this stuff? Listening to Donald Trump. Help the people in your party, Snuggles. Tell them, stop sending Donald Trump their money. so that they can have money to buy those eggs that you complain about, Snuggles. You're not winning. You're losing. All right? You're losing, Snuggles. And it's showing. You're duetting my videos. You're duetting and stitching others the videos. You're not winning, Snuggles. You're truly the definition of a... and again, ladies and gentlemen, I can go this far with Snuggles because, you know, I've known him and I know how he gets down. But we got to stop him and tell him the truth going forward. Snuggles, you have lost already. You've lost at least 300 times. On your way to another L. That's not what winning is, Snuggles. And if you want to know when is Trump going to prison, I'm going to tell you, he's going real soon. I've never seen someone so close to prison in my life than Donald Trump. And I do mean that. All right. If I was joking, I'd be smiling. But I'm not smiling right now. All right. Especially when it comes to this. Donald Trump, Snuggles, is going to prison. And you too. You will go to prison, Snuggles. You will be in jail as well if you continue to support Donald Trump. If you don't get your soul right, Snuggles, you will be in hell. Stop listening to Janae. All right? Because the Spirit of God is not in her. All right? It's not in her. What you really need to do is listen to Zeus and everybody that comes in here and tells the truth. You need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Stop listening to Stacy. All right? I've talked to Stacy and I went to her. I said, Stacy, what is the definition of wisdom? I don't know, Zeus. You tell me. Or, Zeus, I'm not going to tell you. This is what they say to me. And I know Stacy's probably in this live under her backup account, even though she likes to say she doesn't come in here. How do you know? I know she comes in here because she always says, Zeus, you spread hate on your platform. How do you know that, Stacy, unless you're in here? So whatever backup account you're on, Stacy, I'm totally okay with it. But this truth is special for you. Listen, wisdom is the application of knowledge. All right? So it's time for you to take the information that you've been given by a lot of us and start applying it to your decision-making process. All right? Because the opposite of wisdom is being foolish. And I would hate to think that both you and Janae and Snuggles have joy in being foolish on TikTok, all right? I gotta say hello to my good friend Shay before we get up out of here. I was gonna read Biden's accomplishments, but all right.
Oh yeah, we can do that. That's awesome. We'll come up with it together.
As long as you're here, I'll pass on that. All right, but I want to.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is so Snuggles, you think Donald Trump would be great for Speaker of the House? You know, the same guy that told the Colorado courts is trying to remove him from the ballot for their state. He literally, in his argument with his lawyer, said that he doesn't have to follow the Constitution as president of the United States. So I'm just curious how well that would work out for Speaker of the House. Oh, that's right. You probably haven't read the Constitution, Snuggles. Yeah. So you want an anti-constitutionalist to be Speaker of the House. This is how far MAGA has fallen. This is how far they have fallen. They used to be the party of the Constitution, right? I'm a constitutionalist, they often say. But yet they're literally throwing around the idea of a guy that was willing to throw away the Constitution in order to stay in power. You know what that's called also, Snuggles? You know what that's called? It's called fascism.
Tell them.
Fascism. So if your vote for Donald Trump is your support of fascism. Bottom line.
Yeah, and we see it all over.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, you really think that man wants to be Speaker of the House? That's hilarious. He literally said in his speech, he's like, well, they really want me to. I mean, I guess I could kind of help him out, but I really want to be president. I mean, he doesn't want to be Speaker of the House. What a waste of time.
Yeah, but you know what's fascinating, Shay, is how gullible Snuggles still is. Remember 22-380?
Oh, yes. Hey, Snuggles, how's that working out? Is it coming again?
Another L.
Another L. Yeah, no, they're not going to overturn the entire election. Yeah, it's crazy.
Remember that day Donald Trump was supposed to end up in the White House again? It was a Q date, one of those QAnon dates, right? Remember the rapture that Snuggles was supposed to be a part of? I mean, I've never seen someone believe everything Donald Trump says.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Now, Snuggles, since you're here, I don't know if you heard that. I did give you some credit yesterday. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh.
That you literally pulled up an Associated Press article, right?
Yeah.
And you taught me something because I hadn't looked into it. So I was like, oh, really? That's fake. The paratroopers for Hamas over the music festival. You said, hey, there's a lot of reports out there that that's actually not real. And I was like, really? Are you sure? Because I could have sworn the witnesses, the people under attack, said that they saw something like that, but I didn't look into it. And sure enough, I finally got a hold of my iPad and looked it up, and there were several different reports confirming you. Well, you literally told the truth the other day, Snuggles. I'm so proud of you.
Well, Shay, listen. I want to join you, but let's be honest. Had we not been there, he wouldn't have done it. So really, you should give yourself credit for what he did.
That's true. That's true.
Because we were looking at him with the eyes of a hawk, making sure every sentence he read was really the truth. We forced him to do some research for the first time in his life. So really, the credit goes to you, Shay. Right? It does.
Probably more to you, my friend, because you definitely have tolerated that stuff for a lot longer than I have.
Let's give credit to the Democrat. It was a Democrat operation that made Snuggles go get the real truth, right?
Yeah, but listen, at least he was trying. At least he was fact checking. He wasn't playing the silly videos that are all edited and telling one side of the story. And so I'll give it to him. I guarantee you, I wish they would put him up for a vote, Donald Trump, so y'all could see that he'd probably get maybe 20 votes in the House.
Right.
To show you that Republicans do not want him in power for real.
Right.
They don't. They really don't want him back. The only reason they push that is because of their silly constituents and being nuts. Yeah, the ones that drink bleach. Yeah, those are the people that that they're tied to. So yeah, that's pretty dang funny. Yeah, and he can't be speaker exactly, Dark Hoosier. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Article 26, he has federal indictments. Cannot run if you have federal indictments, not convictions, if you literally have indictments. I guess they can't put up George Santos either. Man, they're really running out of people, aren't they?
They're running out of clowns.
They're running out of... Did you see Santos's rant in the middle of Congress? Yeah. Always.
He's trying to distract people away from the problems he currently has. That's one of the MAGA tricks. Act like a victim when all else fails, right?
Right, exactly. He's like screaming demonic stuff. You're a demon, and he's Jewish. The guy that was talking was Jewish.
Okay. TT, I'm not scared of you. Sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast.
Nobody's scared of you. That's like saying, oh, I'm so scared of Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like, give me a break. You guys are harmless.
He wasn't here this weekend, right? I had my live open 3 or 4 times, TT. You didn't come in the box and talk. So sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast.
Exactly. Oh, bring it. Look how tough he is on the internet. He can keyboard warrior. Bring it. I'm so tough.
Well, I get it. He's triggered, but he better not go drink that bleach.
It's triggered. They're small, they're small men, and they gotta act tough, and they just can't stand it, and they know they're losing. Like I think it was Miss Boss Diva that said that. They're losing, and that's why they're so frustrated right now. Yeah. So, but anyway, my friend, I'll let you run. I know you have other things to do.
I do.
Oh, look at it. Run your mouth. You're Canadian. You're in here. Why do you care about our politics?
He hasn't matured.
I don't go on Canadian sites and tell y'all to get rid of Trudeau. What the hell? What's wrong with you people?
Exactly.
Stay out of our politics. None of your business. All right, my friend. I will let you go. Everyone have a wonderful day today. So beautiful fall weather we're having. Loving it. Yes.
I agree. You too, Shay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay.
Love you guys. Bye. Thanks for having me, Zeus.
Absolutely welcome. And as always, thank you for having the courage to get in the box and tell the truth. All right. Let's see what this Joker has to say to Zeus.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn on my camera because I got nothing to hide. I've done more research than any of you so-called Democrat, Republican people. The fact that you support the Democrats is the fact that you support pedophilia and the murder of little children that have been exposed all over the world. That's disgusting.
Wow. You know, I could see it right in his eyes. He had that MAGA demon raging. I must be really getting to you this morning. Because you did pull that car over, like I did say. Didn't I say pull the car over? Didn't I tell him to pull the car? He was pulled over. And he's probably, and I can see he had already been crying. He was crying. Oh God, Zeus is telling the truth. He's debunked all of the lies. He's debunked all of the lies that I believed in. Every single one of them. He talked about the hypocrisy. And now he got me crying. He ruined my McDonald's, my Egg McMuffin this morning, the Diet Coke. He ruined it. Now I got to get in the box and tell Zeus that I'm smarter than him. And I'm trying to protect the kids. Listen up, TT. And I won't say the rest of your name because I don't believe that. You should change your name to TT MAGA Liar. None of that information you were spouting out, none of it came from any peer-reviewed journal at all. You got that from some sort of right-wing conspiracy theory website, possibly Twitter. It's the same information that Snuggles and Janae and Stacy all believe. And it's all based on lies and misinformation. All right? Listen up, TT. Get in the box and talk to me about why Donald Trump has been indicted 4 times and has 91 felonies. Get in the box and talk to me about why Donald Trump has been found liable for SAing E. Jean Carroll and 26 other women. Okay? Get in the box and talk to me about something that's really going on. If you want to talk about SA and child trafficking, I did a live this weekend. During Trump's administration, the number of prosecutions tied to SA and trafficking went down. So, what do you have to say about that? They were up when Obama was in office, but they went down when Trump was in office. The truth is, Donald Trump doesn't care about the kids. Look at how he mishandled the pandemic, TT. I mean, just because a thought pops in your head, I got to tell you what my mom always told me. Everything that comes through your head ain't yours, TT. That's the devil talking to you. So don't start that car up. Keep it off until you cool off. All right? Do some breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale. Keep on breathing. Do a little meditation and calm your special behind down. Because you're not that smart. You're the type of person that I was talking about earlier that would drink this diluted bleach solution. So I don't want to hear anything from you. You have zero credibility with Zeus. All right, greetings, Poker Dad. What's going on, my friend? Poker Dad, going once, going twice. Is that MAGA Wi-Fi?
Good morning.
Oh, okay, greetings. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing all right, brother. I'm amazed at the amount of selective anger that's going on TikTok today.
Speak on it, please. What do you mean?
It's just amazing to me. I mean, people just jumping in here. Oh, I've done more research than all of you put together, but yet I've done nothing to help our democracy get better.
Bingo.
I'm doing nothing to give anything back. I just want to jump on TikTok and complain at the other side because I disagree with them because I'm right. Sit your special behind down and get some of this special programming.
No lies detected. No lies.
I have no patience. I have no patience for this nonsense. But I will say this much: I do feel bad in a small way for our I hate saying his name. You know, I hate saying his name, Mr. Donald J. Trump. I feel bad for him because we all understand. You know, we've all heard the stories of what it's like to be in anticipation of prison. Would you agree from what you've heard and what you know, when
Yeah.
you know it's coming, is that not the worst period of time?
Oh, it's very stressful when you know you got to go to jail. Yeah, stress.
When you know it's coming, and can you imagine the amount of privilege and everything that he has been able to experience in life and the things he's had the freedom to do, to have it all of that taken away?
Along with his wealth?
Along with it all.
Ooh.
So I would argue that Snuggles, it's not a fact of when he's in the jail cell or the prison cell. He's already in prison mentally.
Oh! Gloves off!
The jar is open.
The jar is open. Yeah. Wow. You're saying he's
a different level of privilege, sir.
You're saying he's already experiencing a mental prison.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I never thought about that.
To have things like, the inability to leave the country or do whatever he wants. These are all things that are being taken away from him. He can't even go and come as he pleases. He has to let people know what he's doing.
Wow. That's like being real close to going to jail, right? Going close to prison, right?
I mean, for him, it's probably the most he's ever had to be, barred from anything else in his life before. He's had all of his choices. He can do what he wants to do. He can have the women he wants. He can have the money that he wants. He can have everything he wants, and it's all slowly but surely being taken away. He's already experiencing the prison life, and it's just going to get worse. And I guarantee you, once it gets closer to that time, you're going to see a different level of Donald Trump. We all know what it's like when a dog gets backed into a corner.
Oh. Yeah. No lies detected, Poker Dad. Wow.
That being said, sir, again, I'm not coming on here to be selectively angry. I'm just wanting to encourage people to stop being so selectively angry and do something about it. Make some change. Be a part of something a lot bigger than just your anger. Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Dark Poker Dad. That was Dark Poker Dad. I don't care what you say. That was Dark Poker Dad. He's normally very nice and very kind, but apparently there's clearly an issue that we all are experiencing on this app. All right, Sister Takesha. I was going to go off the line, but you're here. How are you feeling?
Zeus, I wasn't going to even come up today because I'm not feeling that well.
I know.
But when I heard Tiny Testicle Tom get up talking about he's done research, just because you keep putting the same name in the Google search bar, that's not research. You ain't going to keep going over the same name over and over again. That's not research, because that's all you doing is searching for the same thing over and over again. That's not research. I don't know why he came in so angry, and then he wanted to turn his camera on. Evidently, he think this was hillbilly love connection. Nobody's looking at you, sir. You came up here, you degraded us, you talked about us. Zeus, the next person that says that Democrats are pedophiles, I'm gonna get a class action lawsuit.
Oh,
because what you're doing is you're what's the name of your dang, what can I sue him for?
Defamation.
Defamation of character. Because I'm a Democrat, and basically what you're saying is that I'm a pedophile. I'm going to start suing these folks so they can stop saying this foolish stuff and saying that we around here unaliving kids. Because last time I checked, when people go into schools to unalive these kids, they're Trump supporters.
Yep.
They're not Democrats. We don't have time for that. We out here trying to get people to vote. So they need to quit lying on us because it's getting ridiculous. And I'm so sick of leaky cheek supporters that you know what? When he go to jail, because he going.
Yeah.
And they make him put that bang in a bun.
Ooh.
And he can't influence them folks by swinging their hair back and forth. It's going to be some folks in there that he has mistreated and said things about. And his cheeks going to be a little leaky than what they are now.
Oh!
Because guess what he gonna be? Open to the public.
Wow. Open, literally.
Open to the public. He gonna have to be in that training like Rocket Balboa when he was finna fight the Russian in order to keep them folks off of him. And we know that with the McDonald's that he has eaten over the years, he probably can't even run his mouth, let alone talking about run a race. So we know that he's in trouble. And he know he in trouble. Just like Polka Dad just said. When you've been privileged all your life and you've gotten everything you wanted, and you cheated everybody you could, including your wife, while the women still supporting you after you done did that woman like you did her and many of women, and you done been liable for SA, which is sad. I wouldn't support a man that touched a woman without her permission. I don't care what they say. I think it's disgusting.
Boom.
And then you said, Janae said she laid her religion down.
Yeah.
You can't lay down what you ain't never had.
Oh!
She ain't had no religion. She ain't had no Jesus. She ain't had no God. What she had was a lying tongue, like the person that she follows. So now she ain't laid down because she ain't never had it to lay down. And make sure you tell her, Takesha said that. I'm going to jump in one of them lives one day, baby, and y'all going to thank her and what's her face? Y'all going to thank they David Copperfield. Because they going to disappear so fast and never return. Because I'm sick of it. I done had about enough now. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, Takesha. Wow. Well, listen, don't push it too hard, all right?
I'm not. I'm just got mad. I said, let me get up here and talk about this man. Tell me, I'm turn on my camera because I'm not afraid. Well, we are when you turned it on. So you could have kept it off, looking like Kenny Rogers, wannabe, and something. I've done research. Yeah, you researched all right. Man, go sit down somewhere. I got offended. But I'm done, Zeus. I'm done.
Listen, I don't know how you do it, but you do an excellent job. Hello, Yazzie. Thank you.
Hey, Yazzie.
All right. Well, listen, that was incredible, Takesha. All right.
I do what I can for the kingdom, Zeus.
Yeah. Anytime. I appreciate you having the courage to get up here, despite being under the weather and being able to tell the truth and shame the devil. All right.
Well, thank you, Zeus. Have a nice day.
All right. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Sister Takesha. All right. It is now time for Zeus, ladies and gentlemen, to head on out of here. All right. I really did enjoy today's show. I will be uploading a copy of it to the YouTube channel. All right. Because we got people all over the world who know who we all are, and they watch it and they look forward to seeing the truth being delivered this way. All right. I want to give a special shout out to all of my panelists. All right. I really do appreciate the fact that you do your research day in and day out. Real research. Not that Tiny Tim research that we just heard, right? Which, they get in here and they tell the truth. All right. They bring information and they do it in a way that's, entertaining and engaging. So I want to thank my panelists. I also want to thank my moderators. All right. Listen, I have the best moderators on TikTok. Sorry, April, but you're right there with me, April. You have great moderators too. And I want to also thank those of you. Yazzie! Thank you, Yazzie. Thank all of you who come in and tune in every single morning and hear this truth, all right? Hey, Brother Rick, thank you. Thank you to all of my subscribers, all right? Listen, you make this possible as well. And even my critics and my detractors, listen, I know it's hard to deal with the truth, but guess what? Someone has to be Zeus. Itchy Banks, brother, I do see you. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Itchy Banks. HVAC, shout out. HVAC, you do a pretty decent job. Shay, thank you. HVAC, you do a decent job allowing Zeus and other Democrats to come in there, and you don't do what Snuggles does. Snuggles will drop you the moment you say something that he doesn't like, but HVAC, you let Zeus go in there and say what the truth is, even though it burns your gears. So I appreciate that. And by the way, your stitches and duets of my videos, they're actually kind of hilarious, but they're wrong. They're wrong. But I do hope you are listening to the truth. You too, Cindy, all right, who said you were a Democrat. I don't think you're a Democrat. You're a MAGA-possessed person. All right, I want to thank you. Stacy and Janae, I'll actually thank you both because you know what? You keep coming back to get this daily dose of truth from those of us in the kingdom, all right? And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Take care and have a great rest of your morning. I will be back Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel.
Queen Flea. I am the most handsome. Nutty, that one's for you. Great show, Homer. All right.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act cool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that
all right, Andy, keep on
like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm
Reggie! Yes, Miss Mo Steven, Ellie Love. I got money on my mind.
I can't leave
I'm sorry I didn't get to all of you.
You fall in love too quick. You a high risk. Mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little man, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Hating on the gods, but he's such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse.
Sorry I didn't get to all of my guests.
Like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Okay, yeah, you make them fix it.
Like Zeus, don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm higher than Hades and I'm coming down the roof. You say you want it fast.
Jealousy is a sign of weakness.
For this moment,
Empress,
I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guaranteed to lose. I didn't make a game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Play hating on the patient, but you had to laugh a fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus.
All right, Cindy.
All rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Yeah, you know about me. You know about me.
I like to get wild and loose.
You know about me.
I'm the god of the
I just want to find 11,780.
That's the crime.
One more than we have.
Are you ready? Reggie? Are you ready, Reggie? Let's go!
Jackson. He's deranged. 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 Jackson.
It's me.
He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Jackson.
Get him, Reggie!
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
And we're going to turn it into 72 after that.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater.
Let's get him.
They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can. But he's a harasser and an abuser. And he's a big Trump hater.
Right.
Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Right. Let's go!
I consider it a great badge of courage.
Really? Let's go!
Jack